is there value in reliability self-assessments? Reliability, just like safety, quality, environmental compliance, finance, all have self-assessments to verify that you're taking the steps, taking the actions, little checkbox, that you're doing everything right that should lead to results. But are these self-graded tests, good enough to ensure that you're getting the maximum value, the maximum reliability for the lowest cost? Are they good enough? This is Joe Kuhn of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices and the reality that you live in at your plants every day. The short answer to this question is no. Self-assessments are a great place to get started, but and to make sure that you're hitting a minimum standard, but they fail pretty miserably in pushing your organization forward. It's just only natural. One analogy I had is baseball. Every team at the beginning of a baseball season thinks they have what it takes to be a championship team. Every team thinks that. Each team has the same equipment. They have the same practices, same rules. You can even argue that they have similar talent and similar coaching. So what separates the winners from the losers? Well, this is going to be obvious. It's external validation. You show up and you play the game against the other team, and you find out those intangibles of your team's ability to score runs and to win games. Okay? So it's that external validation that means everything. Winner separates the winners and losers. So for reliability, who is your external validation? Determining how good you are. If you do externally validate, how are you measuring that? Tools, practices, training, that would give you false positive in baseball. Just like I said, everybody thinks they're good at the beginning of the season. So that can't be where it ends. In my 33 years, I've determined reliability and best practices are best measured by measuring waste through chalk circle observation. Waste in not having the asset run as it's supposed to. Waste in not having the mean time between failure growing, having that number getting bigger and bigger. Waste in wrench time, waste in people's times, waste in people's intellect, not being on problem solving, being in reactive mode. All those efficiency issues. Waste is what I've determined in 33 years. Please don't take 33 years to find that out. So are you measuring how effective your team, your system is on the shop floor, the wrench time, the problem solving? Is the person measuring that waste, say you do think you're measuring those waste, is that person qualified to see all the waste? Have they only been in your facility? Begin with observation, folks. This is my 64th video. That is the common theme, observation. Then apply best practices to what the waste is in your plant. Much more efficient process. This is the laser surgery that I try to conduct with lean-driven reliability. Waste in your plant, apply the tool to the waste, get the rapid results, get the sustained sponsors, get the enthusiasm of the culture change. This is not a different approach to best practices. It's all about sequence of the best practices based on your waste. Do you have an eye for waste? Some people think they can do this themselves. Observation. I'm telling you, the 99% of the people do not have the eye to see waste in their plant. They write things off as an unusual day. And then the second day is the second most unusual day at their plant when they're doing observation. They write them off as this was special. This never happens. Just so happens to be when you're observing, right? No coincidences, folks. You don't know what you don't know. Observation is best under the guidance of a coach. Self-assessments, in conclusion, folks, they're a start. They're the initial start to see what your problem is, but that cannot be the end. You cannot go long-term and without external validation of where the best practices are, where can you be as a plant, where's the waste in your plant. So your action for next week is, how do you measure your reliability? OEE, cost, best practice deployment? Great stuff. But who's measuring waste? Or if you want to look at this as glass half full, who is looking for that opportunity? Remember, every single reliability, best practice tool, planning, scheduling, kitting, work control, governance, all those things are designed to take out waste. So are you measuring it? Are you qualified to measure it? Can you see it? Hey folks, begin your journey. This stuff isn't that hard. If I can help in any way, drop me an email, drop me a comment, ask me to be your guide. I guarantee I can shave years off your deployment with my experience. Thank you. Bye.